Hi, it's Morty, and I am broadcasting from my garden. I don't normally broadcast at the weekends, but I thought I'd make a broadcast about Northern Rock. I've just been into town to do some shopping, a thing I actually hate, and in my opinion, men's shopping is an unnatural act. But I had to go, and as I was walking through the town, I turned at the corner and was faced with a large queue outside Northern Rock. Now, Northern Rock is a bank. It used to be a building society or savings and loans company who take deposits off customers and make advances for mortgages. Now, the usual model, at least in the UK, is for banks of this sort to have a mixture of funding from both the depositors and also the money markets. Northern Rock is unusual, and it depends quite highly on the money markets to raise money for its advances. Now, because of the subprime crisis in the US, institutional lenders are very unkeen to lend to each other, and in fact, their interest rate they charge each other is now very high. Is a great number, percentages higher than LIBOR, and this is an extremely unusual situation to be in. Northern Rock finds itself squeezed because it can't sell its bonds in the money market because there are no buyers willing to take on this sort of risk at the moment. This is not a reflection of Northern Rock; it's a reflection of the sentiment in the market. Now, Northern Rock is a well-run bank. It's not mismanaged. It's just found itself very vulnerable with its business model at this particular time. It is extremely unusual to see runs on the bank. My understanding is that across the country there are depositors queuing around the block to get into Northern Rock to withdraw their deposits. The banking failures, which is, I suppose, possibly on the cards, unless the Bank of England provides the short-term liquidity for Northern Rock. Banking failures are fairly uncommon. There hasn't been an approach by a bank to the Bank of England as a lender of last resort for over 30 years. In the US, banking failures are also very uncommon. I think there have been 3 in the last 10 years, and they've been small banks, of which there are many in the US, and the one I was reading about last month in US Today was about a bank that clearly had been mismanaged. We're not talking about mismanaging with Northern Rock. These savings and loans companies, or building societies as we call them in the UK, some of which have subsequently become banks, are very important providers of retail mortgages. Without these mortgage companies, customers are unable to buy their houses, and the housing market is a very important part of our economy. The scenes I saw today were very reminiscent of a film called This Beautiful Life, which I was trying to find in my DVD collection, because I can't remember who the main actor was. I'm sure someone will leave a comment on this video to remind me, but I'm just reminded of a scene where the savings and loan company that was owned by the family had a run, and the lead actor pulls up in a cab outside his savings and loan company to find half the town waiting outside to withdraw their deposits. Hopefully, and if I remember rightly, the savings and loans company did survive, but was taken over by some shark. Now, I don't think that's going to happen with Northern Rock, but it just illustrates that we are in very troubled times in the market, money markets, and that these troubled times are caused by subprime lending and aggravated by complex financial instruments are used to lay off the debt to other companies in the forms of bonds. We've had this before with Salomon Brothers in the 80s. And we look like we've got another problem again with these consolidated debt instruments and other derivatives, which are ways of selling off the debt. And unfortunately, a lot of the companies that bought the debt didn't really understand the risk. Okay, I'm not going to go on anymore. This is Morty signing off. the next broadcast I'm going to make is sometime next week, and I'm going to be exploring the viability of building retail Forex businesses, and whether it is truly possible to millions in the retail Forex markets. This is Morty Sill from his garden, signing off. Thank you.